Okay, everybody, what's up? Look at that. That tree looks nice. So I am off to not the local library in my town, but in this little city. You can't even call it a city. It's too small for that. Um, but I'm gonna go there and check out and see if I can set up an event. How long it'll take? What's the backlog on events? What does it mean to get some kids involved? How will they participate with me in setting this up? What will I have to do? Um, do I need to make flyers? Will they make flyers? Where will they put the flyers up? Um, how would I help? How could I be engaged? Um, Various questions like that, I guess. Just trying to figure out the landscape of the whole situation. Okay, so we're off and we're going to go do that now. Okay, everybody. That was nice. There was a very sweet lady who said she was an assistant librarian, and she had a lot of nice information for me. It kind of goes in one ear and out the other, but luckily she wrote some stuff down, and that was all very helpful. And it seemed positive and seemed very nice, and it seemed like the right amount of kids and the right participation. I'll have to talk to the main people, but nevertheless, we got what we needed, and time to do a follow-up and get some more information. I left all of my sheets there, which is cool. So hopefully those are spread around, and let's see what happens. I guess I was out there doing stuff, but I didn't. It's far more romantic in my head than what it is in reality. But nevertheless, this is nice. So we're going to set up an event and we're going to do something. We're going to try and make something happen here. I can't say we're going to do something or make an event, but I can say that we're going to try, which will be nice. Okay, guys. Let's see what happens next here. Okay, guys. So a couple days passed by. I went to the library, right? Handed out the coloring sheets, and then spoke with a lady, sent some emails, and yesterday I went back for a follow up. The assistant told me it seems all good because there was a pass off that happened with the papers or with an email or something. So I'm going back there right now to follow up with the children's librarian. And we'll see how that goes. I have to leave here. My dad's now. So I found an apartment. I went to Oneana to hang out with those guys, right? And while I was there, I mean, it feels like a little bit of a loop for me, but while I was there, there was Domino's, which is just, a safe haven. That's a quick place to get some work for me. So I found an apartment. I'm going to go over there, I think, April 15th. I sent out some other job applications, but we'll see what happens. So I have to get this thing done before the 15th. Okay, so we're gonna drive over there, and I'll see you then. Okay, everybody. So we're here, and I'm glad I remembered to do this. I'm always forgetting. I'm so bad. At one point, I was very good about it, remembering to record myself. Now, not so much. So we're here. I'm going to go inside, and I'll come back out and tell you how it went. Okay, bye. Right, so where to go? That was nice. Spoke to the children's librarian or organizer, something like that. Where to go? So that's gonna be fun. I'm really excited about that. Gonna have kids, hopefully kids and parents coloring in the pages. Um, 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 um. Yeah, so that's good. We're gonna test out a date. I'm trying to get out of here on April 15th. So hopefully we'll be able to organize it prior to that, and then I'll be set and ready to go. At that point, I'm gonna put that onto my pitch deck. I don't even know if I'm going to implement any into the game. If I do, it'll be 2 or 3 just as examples of it working in real time. And then I'm going to send it off to the publishers at that point. And then it'll be a series of sending it off to publishers and waiting until I get a hit to be able to fund the thing. Because this apartment that I'm going to get is definitely a smidge on the expensive side. And so I'm not going to necessarily be living paycheck to paycheck, but I'm not going to be saving money like I was before. So, this is why I try to avoid those expenses of living in my own place so that I could continue to hold on to as much money as possible to be able to bootstrap the thing. But the thing is basically done, and that's why it's okay at this point to make this transition, because the game is finished and we have everything in line and we've got all of the stuff ready to go. So we should be good. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna drive somewhere, maybe a Walmart parking lot, and I'll sit there and do a smidge bit of work, and then we'll go back over to my dad's. Okay, guys, we'll see. Maybe I'll see you over there in the Walmart parking lot. Okay, everybody, this is what I'm talking about. I'm so bad. Oh, there's my hand. So bad at remembering to record myself. Oh my goodness. I said I was maybe, although I said I was maybe gonna do it over at Walmart. I did not, and I'm sitting there in the car in the parking lot thinking, isn't there something I'm supposed to be doing? I'm supposed to definitely do something. Huh, I can't remember. I guess not. And then I left, and here I am. And then I'm driving and thinking, oh, I knew exactly what I had to do. Gosh. Okay, so we're back. Trying to line that apartment up. I'm going to go check it out next week on Wednesday. While I'm there, I would apply for another job. I just have no idea what my skill set is. I guess I'm capable of doing something. I just don't know how to define myself, which has always been an issue for me. And I know it's an issue for other people because I saw a Reddit post at some point where somebody said, I still have an infantile idea of what jobs are: school teacher, police, doctor, lawyer, something like that. What do you what are the real undercover jobs, that you don't hear about necessarily? And I've often felt myself there. especially in school. You go to you maybe you go to college, and some majors have far more direct paths, and then other majors have far less direct paths. And I've always been on the less direct path situation, and never really able to define something for myself. Although I've defined something for myself in this way of making the game. What was I saying? So yeah, back to Domino's. I guess the only reason I chose this place was because when I was there seeing those guys, and I think I already said this, I saw a Domino's and thought, okay, that's interesting. Keep that in mind. And so here it is. If I could figure out something else, I would. Maybe if this game doesn't do superbly well, but I can line up a game publisher and I can launch the game, and I can have, if it doesn't pay me well, that could be okay. But if I can launch it and get it all the way there, that would be very nice. It would do something for a resume, I guess, where I could move up. So at the library, I said, "Do you want me to make a poster? Do you guys want to make a poster?" "Oh, well, we can make a poster. If you want to make a poster, okay, I'll make a poster. I can do a poster." So I'm gonna go and work on a poster for that and send it in so that they have as much time as possible to line all of this stuff up. Okay, I will see you guys at some point. What's up, everybody? Okay, so today is the day. It's the 9th, and it's library event day. So, not ready. Prepping to be ready. I'm going to go get ready. It's at 4. I'm probably going to leave here at my place at 3. Get there. I'm meeting 3:30. Get there a smidge early. Been communicating with the people over at the library for the past, month or so. I had to get a so the file type that you use on the phone is an APK for Android, and then I believe it's called an SDK, something that can be used on or that's like the compilation of files to make the game. And then in there's some application that can be used on a computer. So I had to get that together because in the end, the smart board that I was hoping that we would use couldn't use a tablet. So computer it is. Okay. So I'm going to get ready. I don't have my dad's car to use anymore, so my mother is going to drive me over there. I could use an Uber, but she's excited to do this with/for me. So we'll include her. She can have a good time. She was looking on the library schedule to see the game there. She kept saying, "Look," on her phone. "Look, look, 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 look. The library's scheduled you." Okay, so I'm gonna go get ready, and then I'll see you guys in the car. And at the end of this, I'll reveal something like, ridiculous news, because I'm just like, I have 2 middle names. It's Rash and Decision. Okay, I'll see you guys in a little while. Okay, so we're back, and now I'm in uniform, as you can see, with my cow hat on, and my mom is driving, and that's why I am doing this. I don't think I'm gonna bring the camera in there. I always feel so uncomfortable in public spaces trying to record. Also, yeah, that's it. That's my only reason why. So we're gonna get there. hopefully I will get some pictures done by the lady that I've been communicating with there at the library. So if I get those, which I'm really going to have to, I'll put those up somewhere around here. And then maybe I'll see you when I get there and do another short one of these, or maybe I'll just see you afterwards on the car ride back. Okay. Okay, as I said, I probably wasn't going to do it in the library, and, well, it wasn't a blowout, that's for sure. But at least my mom was there to color one in. So we have humble beginnings here. So this is what happened. There was a older lady in there, my mother who was in there, who's in the car with me right now, and then the director person that I've been working with. So they colored it in. I played a little bit, and then right at the very end, uh, a girl and I guess her mom came in, which was nice. There's always a light up moment when they see it looks like a soft little game up until the whole board moves, and everybody's eyes always light up and they realize that it's going to be a much bigger challenge. So almost literally one kid came at the very end, so I can't say that it was a success, but there were positive moments where so the main lady said that it was spring break and that's why no kids really showed up. It could have also been the timing, but this is a part of the part of figuring these events out is seeing what times are the best, what time of year is the best. I have no data, so I can't really make any sort of an analysis. But what one thing that did come out of this was after speaking with the lady, and there wasn't really much that happened, the main lady that I've been discussing this whole process with, is she said, we can keep printing these pages out and I can leave them in the children's area. I have the game on my computer. I can show them what it is. I can let them play. I can leave the coloring material out and just continuously add to it, which is that's the lemonade from these lemons, is realizing that I can go into other libraries and have the event be a failure, but come out of it with a win where I establish and plant a flag in a place and then have that continuous, I don't know what you would say, like production of coloring pages coming in. Just off the top of my head, what I'm thinking is this could be an opportunity where I have a what are those little stands called? You know how when you go into the movies and it's like the Avengers and it's a cardboard cutout of the Avengers, where I could do a cardboard cutout of Caroline with the pages and go to local libraries and put this thing up. Eventually, if the game is produced, I could even have a QR code onto this cardboard stand where you could scan it, play the game, see how it's all, or a website that explains what's going on, and really establish myself in local libraries or wherever, um, as a riff off of what's going on here, turning this failure into a positive. So that's where I think that that was the initial ideas coming into my mind after going through this. So was it a success? Yes, no, and yes. Okay, I will. We're still at the library right now. We're gonna leave and go somewhere and do something, either home or somewhere else. And I will talk to you guys in a little while. So next week I'm going to go and get the coloring page from that the girl that came in at the end of the little event. It was only one, but we got something, which is nice. And the news. So after my dad kicked me out, I'm walking, where am I going to go? I say, well, I'm going to go back to my mom's, I guess. And as I'm walking there, I said, I can't keep doing this anymore. So I don't know what to do. I sent out the uh, resumes, got no's on all of them, whether it was for something in games, whether it was for something not in games, whether it was for some other kind of terrible job. I said, I can't go back to my mom's. Clearly, nothing is happening jobs wise. So, right then and there, I called up the Army and I said, okay, come get me and let's make this thing happen. So, let's say that happened on Monday, a long time ago at this point, several weeks ago. Let's say that happened on Monday. They came pick me up. I went there on Tuesday, took a practice test, like the Army's equivalent, like the Army's SAT. Did okay on that. Then came in the next day, took the official ish one. Did very well on that. And now I'm in. So I'm not going to be running around with a gun or anything. I scored really well, so I had my pick of the jobs. So I'm gonna be doing a medical, something in the medical field, which is really nice because at this point I'm gonna slow down with the games. I mean, I'm gonna do it as much as I possibly can, but I'm gonna try to spend less money on it. And I have to have a longer horizon line for the game. So I need to just get the MVP down. I've sent it off to some game publishers. We'll see what happens. Let's hope for the best, but expect the worst, which is everybody says no, and I still have to launch it myself. That means that I still have to finance it. I'll still have to get some art artist influencers to to color in the coloring pages and have those events. And I have to have the sound effects added still and clean up the UI a little bit and the uh, procedural level generation still has to be cleaned up somewhat. So that's still going to take me some time. In the meantime, I am going to try to focus on the medical thing while keeping this as something in the background that I'm slowly growing all the time, because I think that's going to be the most effective way, is that I've spent all this time and effort building it up very fast, and now I can um, cruise for the marathon. And they have this really nice program where if you have to get at least a 1250 on the SAT within 5 years, and this is for the Army. 1250 within 5 years. You have to have a certain amount of shadowing hours with the doctor, and what was the last thing? There was an age requirement, which I'll fit into, and then you had to be in for 3 years, and the contract that I signed was for 4 years. So I'm gonna try. Oh, and you have to have a degree, which I'm very close to getting one, and I can just take something online, finish that up in time, and then I guess try and do the medical school because I don't know. Again, I'm gonna this other, I have to support myself somehow, and I don't want to just be cruising along at this. I wouldn't want to stay as an enlisted person for a long period. You want to move up the ladder. Anyway, so if you've been watching the channel for a while, I say things and then things change. Maybe that's how everybody is, but I'm trying to create a situation for myself where I can make the game something that stays in my life long term, but doesn't prevent me from broadening myself and moving forward. As I think I've made it done that to myself a little bit here, and I don't want to continue to do that. So anyway, that's the big news, and we're gonna see where that takes us. We're gonna move forward some way somehow. I'm excited. I'm very excited about the whole thing. I'm excited to go somewhere else. I'm excited to get out of here. Again, if you've been watching this for a long time, I've been here for a while, and it will be nice to leave. It'll be nice to leave, do something else, have other options in my life, and I don't know. I'm excited though. I'm excited for the whole thing. And it'll add some interest to this as well. If I'm making the games, doing the enlisted thing, posting about it, talking about what's going on, it'll be far more interesting. I'm also hoping that eventually I can leave and go to one of the other bases in some other country. That would be really nice. Okay, I'm going to go. Hopefully, next week I'm going to go and pick up that thing for at the library with Kid, and we'll see what happens from there. I'll keep you guys updated as we go along, and you'll see the shorts from time to time popping up. Okay, guys. Bye.